Hey, this is Phoenix. This is a VOD review for DarkToken on Ana. They said on their Reddit post, "Hi all, I'm trying to improve my support play in general, but I'm an Ana main at heart. This game was really close, and honestly, I didn't know which way it was going to go throughout the game. I'd love a bit of feedback, particularly on Moira, as she's my backup, but any tips with Ana would also be welcomed. My main thing I think I could have done better was to ult more, and I know I was loath to risk wasting it in a lost fight. For context, I'm a Masters support player. I usually play Ana, Mercy, Kiriko. But let's just go straight right into it. Where'd that land? Yeah. You're looking for aggressive plays with your anti, so I really do like that. It's really nitpicky, but be a little more familiar with the arc of how far your anti-grenade actually travels. Otherwise, because that's what, like a 10-11 second cooldown that you just put on cooldown for like no reason right there. So just be a little more comfortable and know how far you can throw that thing and how high you need to aim it. Nice sleep. Nice. Really good sleep. You got to pick off that, so that's awesome. I'm assuming you threw your grenade because you saw Ramatra was kind of getting low there. Let me see. Yeah, I think you saw him get like on the lower side there, so I think you like kind of freaked out a little and threw your grenade on top of him. You didn't need to do that, right? Because like I said, it's a 10-11 second cooldown. So I don't think you're getting as much value out of your grenade as you could be. Because you could have just shot him like maybe 2 or 3 times and he would have been good. In fact, what actually would have been better is if you look over there, you see how their whole team is grouped up real nice for you. That would have been a really big anti right there, right? And then as soon as you anti them, Lucio speed boosts and you guys push in and kill them all, right? That would have been a really good play. Okay, I really like, I don't know if you did that on purpose, but I've noticed it in a lot of other videos that I've watched for people. You saw that she was antied, so you chose not to shoot her. You chose to do something else. That's really good. I think a lot of support players, even though they see an anti-target, they'll just sit there and try to heal them, even though, it's like, what is that going to do? So I'm glad that you're thinking ahead like that. Holy shit. Nice. You're hitting most of your shots too, like the really important ones. So your aim and mechanics is actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty good. So. I'm assuming you and Ramatra are gonna ult combo this next fight. Nice anti. My God, he got CC to oblivion. Man.
There's an enemy here. Taking care of you. You're falling apart. Thanks for the help.
You're hard scoped in a lot, by the way. Let me see where we are. 10:38. I haven't seen you quick scope at all yet, and I don't know if you are aware what that is. So let me actually show you here. It's like a little bit of Ana tech that everyone should know. So you have, when you shoot, you have like 2 modes, right? You have hard scope, which is this, right? Hit scan mode, much easier to hit shots. Unscoped, which is projectile mode, a little hard to hit shots, but you have more mobility. So the downsides of hard scoping in like this is you have much less mobility. So I can't move as quickly, I can't jump up, I can't do anything. I can crouch. And the other limitation is I'm gonna put the side of my screen on that doorway right there. I'm gonna scope in. I don't see that doorway, so you actually have a limited FOV right there, limited just field of view in general. So something actually in between is quick scoping, where you scope, you shoot, and then you let go. So if you do this, you get the benefits of that hard scoping of being able to be on the hit scan mode, but you also get to be much more mobile. And if, let's say, you know, this is like just a generic map and, you know, I'm playing right here. Well, if I do this, I can actually still check corners. I can still check my flanks, right? I can look around. I'm just, this allows me to be just much more aware of my surroundings, right? So the drawback of quick scoping like this is it has a much reduced fire rate versus when you would be just shooting normally. It's a much more reduced fire rate, but it's something I would definitely start incorporating into your gameplay, just because it will allow you to be much more mobile and much more just aware of your surroundings. So I'll leave it at that.
Welcome to Circuit Royale. Ready for battle.
This is terrible. I actually don't even remember where I left off. I think this is it, actually.
Taking care of you.
Right here. Perfect. Alright, Launcher's ulting in.
There's an enemy here.
Taking care of you.
You're falling apart. Thanks for the help.
Nice pick. Good sleep. Yeah, it's. I'm glad that you are recognizing that it is a very much lost fight, so you're walking away. I'm really glad. So I would have done the exact same thing. No. See, this is where you made your mistake though. You started walking away, you turned back, and I think you saw your two teammates and you went, "Oh shit, like I got to go help them." See, you're going to be over there, right? This is where I would be. I would still just be walking away because, and the reasoning is this. So if you come back and let's say you do, you know, put a little more HP into the Ramatra, right? Into your Ramatra, you heal him up a little more. But the truth is, you know, he has 4 enemies right here. They're all going to look at him. He's going to die, most likely. The chances of you getting him out, bailing him out, is so minuscule that it's not worth it, right? So, in fact, when you're actually healing him up like that, and whenever you try to bail him out, what you end up doing is, because he'll die eventually anyways, is he ends up like 3, 4, 5, even like 10 seconds like staggered. So your team loses out on like 10 seconds, another 10 seconds waiting for your tank to come back. So that's actually why you don't actually want to be healing people whenever you're walking away. And if you think they're going to die, let them die. It's actually better for them to die quick at that point. That's why one of my call-outs I'll always make, if I feel that we lost the fight, I'll always say, die quick or get out. Die quick or get out. Like, that's just what I always tell my teammates. You know, either you get in there, you know, literally walk into the enemy teammates, then, you know, be like, kill me, please kill me, you know, so you can respawn quicker, or just walk away, fully commit to just walking away, right? So that's something, you know, a little thing I think you should be a little more aware of, just being a little more aware of like the moving pieces in the game itself. And in fact, actually, you know, I mean, Ramastra's right there. You know, if he had more of his teammates with him, I guarantee you would be dead as well. But it's just one. You actually get the kill on him too, which is nice. Nice. It's a good pick on Mercy. All that though, and you still lost the fight. There's still 2 on cart. Ramatra's pushed up. You missed the 3rd shot, I think, on Mercy, so she was able to get the reds off. You still ended up losing the fight because you're still going to have to pull back a little bit. Damn, Lucy almost dies for it too.
Thank you.
It's all good. You guys disengage. It's good to see that. Sorry, I know, like, I do this a lot. I just see something in the, like, going on in the game, and I just have to see it happen. Bro, Lucio, the wall ride tag. Damn. He got stuck on, like, the bushes there. That sucks.
Not so fast.
Enough whining. You're fine.
Sorry, where was your sojourn? I heard her die. Got it. Got it.
60 seconds.
Oh shit! All right. All right. Yeah. So you're playing on high ground. I really like that, and you're kind of playing around cover. I really like that, but you're not really playing to it. You're actually kind of sitting out in the open right now. You see that enemy team right there? Respect their LOS. They're all looking at you. Even Mercy's trying to kill you right now, right? Their Ana's definitely trying to kill you as well. Do you actually die? Yeah, you actually died from that. That sucks. Make sure you're respecting your enemy team LOS just a little more. And this is partially why actually I was talking about you hard scoping in constantly so much. I mean, look at this. You're so hard scoped in, and you're like so unaware of what's going on to your left right now just because you have such a limited FOV. You don't even know that that's going on. As well as, you know, instead of playing out here in the open, if you're playing to cover right here, you still get a really nice view of your whole team and the enemy tank right there. So if you want to go for aggressive anti, you can, and still, you know, have really good cover away from the enemy team. So just be a little more aware of where the enemy team is. Respect LOS, respect their line of sights, because they're going to shoot at you if they see you. And then 3, use cover a little more, because even though you are on high ground, which I do like, you're not utilizing these I don't know what these are. Whatever these things are, you're not utilizing your cover to like the, you know, most effective as effectively as you could be. So you end up dying for it, which sucks. All right, hold on, wait, what's going on now? Yeah, you guys lost the fight. That sucks.
Nano boost almost ready.
Oh, I also had a comment actually a little bit earlier. This one is actually still... This one's a little nitpicky, but I think it would really elevate your gameplay. Right here, actually. So, I think you're going to shoot that Ramattra. That makes a lot of sense. You see him, right? So you're trying to output a little bit of damage for him. But it's like right there. You're really focused on topping off your tank, right? But here's the thing. He's in Nemesis form, right? This goes to like Orisa when she fortifies. This goes to like Reinhardt just in general. So they have this nice little HP pool called armor, right? It's the yellow-orange one. So armor is going to give you a 30% damage reduction overall. So, you know, if you want to really like be mathematical and like, you know, think about it, that little like orange pool, he has like 30% more HP because of that thing, basically, right? So in that case, he's actually really good. He doesn't need healing from you right there. Like he can play like pretty aggressively, like try, you know, go after this Cassidy, and he should be okay, like, right? So instead of topping him off right there, like you're so focused on, why not shoot the Mercy that's flying in the air, right? Because she's right there. She's not respecting your LOS right now. See, this is like where I say, you know, being a little more aware of your enemy positioning, she's not respecting your LOS, so you have to punish her for that, right? So, and if you could have gone to pick on that Mercy, I'm not saying that could have won you the fight, but that definitely would have swung things a little more in your favor. So maybe prioritize a little bit better. If you're going to output damage on the squishies if you can. If you have the opportunity, try to pick off one of the squishies. Otherwise, if you just attack the tank, you're kind of just giving them free ult charge at that point, right? And then also you don't have to like keep your tanks like really topped off like that, right? Especially if they have armor. It's whenever like in this, if I was in your position, it's whenever I see that that my Ramatra doesn't have armor anymore, that I'll start prioritizing him a little bit more again. I'll look at him and go, okay, shit, he doesn't have armor, so let me actually top him off so he does have armor again, right? So that's the situation when I would start actually healing him up again. But until then, I would be just in like full DPS on mode. All right, let me actually skip forward again now. Okay.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
That feels much better.
Yes. Okay. See, I like that a lot. She didn't respect her LS. You punished her instantly for it. You applied pressure on her. It would have been cool if you hit those shots. So maybe you could work on your mechanics a little bit more. And I'll offer a couple of workshop codes at the end, or whenever I send you this link as well, just so you can good resources that I utilize myself to aim a little bit better. So.
Nano boost almost ready.
Disrupting.
Don't fret. I see you. Help me.
I think we could use some good vibes. Get into this groove.
No recovering.
Nice. Nice.
Taking care
Hey,
of
that was
you.
a really good play right there. That was really good, actually. What I don't like is actually, I mean, you're a little bit out of position, but also, I mean, they don't really have anyone that can just like jump at you. If they were playing Winston, I would be like, this is pretty bad. But I mean, yeah, I'd honestly, I'd probably do the same thing. This is really good. You went for a really aggressive ante. And then as soon as you saw that you hit some, as you're walking back to cover, as you walk back to cover, you're shooting at their squishies, seeing if you can get a pick off. And you actually, I think, helped manage to get a pick on their Junkrat and their Mercy, I think, though. So that was a really good play. Strong play. Oh, you don't get the Mercy, and that sucks. Nice. Good job keeping your Torb up.
I won't let you fall. My ultimate is fully charged. Get in there.
Coming through.
All right. Hopefully you are aware that their Cassidy has their ult now. And I want to see you saving your sleep for him towards the next team fight.
That must sting.
I feel this in my
Thanks for the help.
Breaking them down.
Take this.
Nah, it sucks.
I'm not.
May actually go back to that. I'm assuming you throw that ante down there to heal your mantra up a little bit more. I don't know if I would have done that, or maybe you were actually aiming for the tire. I don't know what you were doing actually there. If you're trying to heal the mantra, understandable. It's not invalid use. If you're going for the tire with that, with your grenade right there, that's exactly what I would have done. Although I probably would have waited. So, okay, so you're right here, right? And I'm trying to, let me actually see this right here. So you hear the ult, you throw the,
Take this.
okay. So something I honestly would have just stayed here. You walked back out. I would have stayed here, and the reasoning why is because up until you walk out there, back out into open. Yeah, he didn't see you. Oh man, their tire was going on to point until Sojourn started shooting at him. And I hate to say it, don't trust your teammates when it comes to like hiding from tires. Just assume that they're gonna shoot at it or something to give away your position. So instead of being by her, you could have just hit it right here, right? And then see, it's like that would have been my perspective, right? Like, we're gonna play like you go off of there. I'm gonna like be me. I'm gonna be here. I just watched you guys die, and this allows me to look at Moira mantra again and be ready for another fight, right? So just be a little more aware of like the Riptires from Junkrat. I don't know. It's a little tough. When it comes to the tires, I just hide. Don't walk out into the open. Just stay in cover, right? That maximizes your chance of not being seen, and so you won't get killed by it. So just look for cover whenever he tires. Otherwise, that's gonna happen. That's just a general rule for really any, I think, support hero. You want to minimize being seen as much as you can playing cover. For example, if you're playing Mercy, right, and you hear the enemy Junkrat Riptire, what you actually don't want to do is you have your beam on someone, because that's just like a great way to telegraph, hey, there's two people over here, right? So that's like a very common tip I give to Mercy players, and it's the same sentiment for all across the board. Just hide, like take cover. Try not to advertise that where you are. You don't the more information you give up to a Junkrat when he ults is potentially another kill or two even, right? So
Not so fast.
nice sleep.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Helden sterben nicht.
Let me actually. You sleep him. And you kind of immediately go for the ante. Anteing him is not the bad play. I'm not saying that. What was kind of, I would say, was quote unquote like the mistake here is you did it too early. Your team is nowhere in position to take advantage of that. So this is what I always like to pose to Ana players. Like, let's say, for example, you're in a team fight, and right before the team fight actually happens, let's say you ante their whole team, like all 5, big ante. But guess what? The team fight doesn't start for about 5-6 more seconds, because your team is let's say way back here, and let's say you're here and you ante their whole team. Well, then that's great and all that you anteed their whole team, but it didn't do anything, right? No one was there to engage for it. So that's kind of like a similar situation here. You anteed him when no one was around, so no one could have followed up on this. And you should know, he has a roll ability. He just rolls away back into cover. So your whole team, I think they did see it, so they were really about to push in for it right there. But maybe you could have just saved it a little second or two longer before you went for the ante. It's just something to consider. Then this is also, again, going back to being a little more aware of your teammates' positions and enemy team positioning, as well as that's just ability usage. Just knowing that he has a roll. So as soon as you wake him up, he's gonna roll away. So if you wanted to get the pick on him, you wanted your team here, right? Or your Matras, he's probably gonna be right there, right? And that actually would have gotten you that kill. So that just sucks. Just something to think about. What the fuck? All right. Anyways, so we'll go back to it. I think part of the underlying issue actually here is that you're tunnel visioning just a little bit. You see something and you're really focused on it, and you kind of forget about all the other good stuff that you need to be, thinking about, some of the more bigger moving pictures or parts in this game. So that's something I'll touch on a little bit later. That sucks. Nice ante. No one engages on it. That sucks. I kind of wish I don't know if you're in comms or not. I kind of wish your Lucio would just speed boosted the Ramontra over to them. That would have been like 2 easy picks right there. That sucks. Oh well. Ooh, see, like, this is a situation where I would be like, quick scope, please, quick scope, because look how, like, limited you are in your FOV. You have no idea what's going on right now. Even, like, up here, it's like these team fights are so chaotic, and especially in Overwatch, fights are so chaotic, and there's so much going on. The more you absorb, the more of a chance you have to win, right? So when you hard scope in like this, it's like you're almost handicapping yourself in how much you're seeing. So you're really limiting your chances of like winning team fights in this kind of situation. I think you win this fight though, actually, but like, I mean, I don't know. If you're gonna hard scope in like that, it is so unsafe for you to do it even out here. By the way, you should be playing further back if you wanted to really hard scope in like that. So what the fuck? There we go. Sorry. Nice sleep. Wait, you just quick scoped. Hold on. Wait, so you know how to do it? I think you know how to do it then. Yeah. See, if you know how to do it, you should be doing it way more. Like weave that into your gunplay. Do that more often. You will dramatically increase how much more awareness you will have of what's going on around you. No shit, is your Sojourn dead? She's still pushing up.
10 seconds remaining.
Actual bro moment. Sorry.
10 seconds.
Nice ante. Can you get a pick? There you go. Nice. Well, it looks overall really solid. I think there are a couple things that you could work on. For one, I'm gonna actually type here as I talk. One thing I would work on is mechanics overall. I think you have pretty solid aim. Actually, generally across the board, you're hitting the important shots on keeping your teammates alive. What you may not be aware of though is it's actually easier to hit your teammates than it is to hit the enemy, right? Because let me actually show you here. So in order to heal your teammates versus having to hit like an opponent, you don't actually have to aim directly on your teammates to heal them. You actually aim pretty far out. Let me actually see how far out I can get. That would have healed, but anyways. See how far I don't have to like look at my teammate? I can't do that with the enemy team. And I believe the healing like radius is like 0.3 meters versus for an enemy, you have to be right on top. Your crosshair has to be on top of them. So I noticed that you're hitting your shots for your teammates, but not for the enemy. And I think that just comes with having just working on your aim a little more, getting a little more confident in it. I have a couple of workshop codes that I can recommend to you. Some other things that I would also do is play like free-for-all games or try-hard free-for-all games. Those are going to be in your custom games. I actually haven't seen lobbies for try-hard free-for-all recently, which is a little odd actually. But usually you'll see them around, and they're filled with like DPS players that are either warming up for their comp games or for like aim training as well. So they're just practicing their aiming as well. And if you put yourself in there as an Ana, it is like some of the most fun you might ever have on her, because all you do is just run around sleeping people and killing people. Like that is all you do, and it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend that. That'll actually really up your game in taking duels especially. I didn't see any DPS, any of the enemy DPS actually like dive you, or really anyone dive you at all. You were actually left alone pretty much that whole game. So you know, that's nice, but that's not the reality it's going to be in most games, right? So it'll help you also get a little more comfortable with those duels, especially because you're missing a couple shots where they're pretty far from you. So I would assume that you'd also have a little bit of difficulty when it actually comes to a duel like right next to you. So something to consider. Another thing that I would consider is your grenade value, and I'll also just say your sleep dart value as well. So in general, whenever you do grenade someone, ideally, the most ideal position for your anti-grenade would be like it would hit your teammates and the enemy team like at the same time. So your whole team gets the benefit of your grenade, and the enemy team gets antied, right? That's like the ideal anti-grenade. That's not ever gonna really happen. So when it comes to it, I saw you use your grenade a couple times on your own teammates when you just really didn't have to. Like, you could just shoot at them to keep them alive, but I think you just use your grenade because you see them getting taking a little bit of damage. So I think you get scared. So you're like, oh, I need like a little bit of quick burst healing, right? To do that. Well, but I think your anti-grenade actually only does 60 healing. So in cases like that, it's actually better for you to shoot at your teammate because your like primary fire healing actually does 75. Or it's 70. I think it's actually 70, yeah. So or it is 75 actually, now I think about it. So it's actually better for you to shoot your teammates rather than throwing your grenade. Now, if it's like a situation like this, like right there where I really have to get them out, then yeah, I'd throw a grenade. My point would have been a little bit better if this guy was safe too, but because you can't shoot both of them at once, so that's something I would consider. Just your anti-grenade value. And when I mentioned the sleep dart as well, what I highly recommend most Ana players to do, because especially on her, just because her two abilities are on cooldown, have some of the highest cooldowns in the game right now, right? So for example, if I sleep someone, it's a 14-second cooldown, right? So if I slap someone, it better have been worth it. And then as well as if I use my grenade, it's a 10-second cooldown, and so if I throw it, it better have been worth it, right? So I highly recommend most Ana players go through your own gameplay, watch yourself play, and when you see yourself sleep or use your grenade or something, ask yourself like these questions. Was it like, why did I do that? Was it like, what was the purpose of it? Was it worth doing it? And then did I hit it? If you didn't hit it, that's like a mechanics thing. The other ones are just kind of there to make you think a little more. And then finally, it's like, did I miss something important because I used it too early? So this especially goes for like sleep darts. Like let's say like you're in a team fight, you're fighting. It's like, okay, you're doing your thing. You see a Reaper coming, or not a Reaper. You see like, let's say it's like a Reinhardt versus Reinhardt kind of situation. You see the enemy Reinhardt drop his shield, so you go for the sleep, you sleep the Reinhardt. Well, guess what? If you're ult tracking properly, you would have noticed that their Pharah and the Reaper had both their ults, and they're now going to kill you because they saw that you used your sleep, so they're both going to ult now. So it's things like that, just being a little more aware of what's going on, especially the things that you could be sleeping with your sleep dart. I didn't see it particularly in your gameplay, for that game at least, so I'll have to check out the other one as well that you had put in your post as well. I don't have the time to look at it today, unfortunately, but maybe I'll be able to take a look at it either sometime later tonight or tomorrow. But it's just something I highly recommend for most Ana players to do, is just go through, look at your ability usage, and see if it was worth it or not. Another thing I would work on is being a little more aware of your own team and the enemy team's positioning, and in doing so, you will find that you will start respecting the enemy team's LOS a lot more.
It's just a scratch, you'll be fine.
So, I'm trying to exactly remember. It was when you were on that high ground, and you just weren't really respecting the enemy team's LOS, and they punished you for it. They killed you. I think the Mercy killed you, actually. So just be a little more aware of where the enemy team is, and I think that actually leads to the underlying issue that I had talked about earlier. You tunnel vision, I think, a lot whenever you see your teammates hurt or they need healing, or you see like an enemy tank like in like your tank's face or like in your backline. I think you really like start tunnel visioning, and you look at them and go, oh shit, like I need to heal them. I need to heal them like right now, like that, right now. And then you forget that they're enemy like right next to you, or like to your left or something, or you know, some other angle that you can't see because you're so hard scoped in and so tunneled in. Right, so just be a little more aware of that you do have this kind of tunneling issue that I kind of saw throughout the game. Another thing I would like to bring up as well is just using cover a lot more, and that part kind of plays hand in hand with being a little more respectful of your enemy team's line of sights. But like, let's say there's a difference between playing cover. Like this is playing cover still, right? Because you still have this wall that you can run to. Right, this is kind of still playing cover, but what's really playing cover, like let's say the fight's going on like right there, is this. Like this is really playing cover. You know, you peek for a second, you do what you need to do, but you run back to it. And this gets really more important the higher up you climb, because like currently right now I'm a Masters player. If I peek my ass out, I get shot immediately, right? I get punished for it. You don't get as punished for it in lower ranks, just because the enemy team just also isn't as reactive towards you, you know, walking out of cover. But it's a really good skill to work on, and it'll actually, you know, lower the chances of you dying throughout the game, and just lower the amount of times honestly you'll die. And also it'll lower the amount of damage that you take. So there's a lot of like unnecessary damage that you take because you're not using cover effectively. So it's just something to be just a little more aware about. Another thing I wanted to talk about as well is, oh god, what was it? Shoot. Dang, I don't remember what it was. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I'm gonna also write like a text feedback as well, so I'm sure I'll remember and put it there. But otherwise, I think it looks overall really solid. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any clarifying questions as well. And if you actually want me to do a like a live review of your gameplay, like over Discord or something, like if you stream it to me, I'm more than happy to like watch your gameplay like live and talk to you while you're playing, right? That's something I'm more than happy to do. I've never done it before. I'd like to experiment more with it, just because I don't really see many people doing that. I want to see how beneficial it might be. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. But otherwise, thanks so much for letting me look at your gameplay, and I hope you have a good day.